Hello, this is Ariella Carmel at Calculace Mind the Tech Conference in New York. I'm joined by Nadav Shimoni, the Managing Director at Arkin Digital Health. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So can you start off by telling me a bit about Arkin Digital Health?
Sure. So we're, as the name alludes, a digital health focused fund, part of a larger organization called Arkin Group. In our particular activity, we invest in either healthcare IT businesses or tech-enabled businesses in healthcare, anything from first money into Series B. And as mentioned, it's part of a larger organization, Arkin, that manages somewhere around $2 billion just in healthcare and life science investments. Pretty much the largest healthcare investor in Israel these days.
And are you focusing mainly on Israeli companies in this field or global companies?
So per each sector, so Arkin invests in pretty much everything healthcare, but we have a very focused approach per different sectors. Within the digital health side of things, we are focused on the intersection of software and services essentially, but we need to have a meaningful software component. And as mentioned, it's kind of like two major buckets, healthcare IT and tech-enabled services in the US market.
Okay.
So it can be essentially Israeli companies selling to the US market or not, but we must have a go-to-market focused on the US market.
Makes sense. And are you noticing any particular trends within the digital health field in the last year?
For sure. I mean, like in any other field, I would use the word AI just once in our interview, but obviously there is an effect. Many people, both on the customer side and the vendor side, trying to assess what is the potential to utilize generative AI. We as a fund, our mantra is being very focused on the business side of things. So we first and foremost try to understand the business problem and then to understand which technology is the most relevant to solve that problem. So I think there is a tremendous opportunity there, but kind of like yet to be seen. But like other sectors as well, the healthcare sector in the US is undergoing tremendous pressures, like economic pressures, both on the provider side, hospitals, clinics, but also on payers, health plans. Healthcare in the US is 20% of US GDP. Like 20 cents on each dollar spent here, $5 trillion is on healthcare. And the general sentiment is like 1 trillion, 20% of that is a total waste. So on the face of it, there is a huge opportunity, but then selling in healthcare is pretty challenging. So how can you really do that? Which problem do you actually solve and so forth?
Okay. Now turning towards Israeli digital health companies, can you talk a bit about how the current situation, the ongoing war has impacted that domain for Israeli companies?
Sure. And again, not trying to beat that drum more than we should, but I think resilience is something amazing and exceeds digital health, of course. But the things we have seen from our portfolio are just extraordinary. From management being recruited, serving, and the company still hit goals and so forth. Entrepreneurs taking their families, moving to the US for 2-3 months with like 4 kids, spending time here just to continue operate the business and going back to Israel with their family. So amazing resilience and companies still hitting their goals and revenue targets and so forth. Double clicking on the digital health side of things. So I think what we're starting to see in Israel right now is kind of like a second wave of entrepreneurs that are a bit more aware to the challenges and opportunities within digital health. I think there was this notion that, hey, digital health is just another software play, but in healthcare like another industry. And now there is a more general and deeper understanding that doing stuff with tech in healthcare is essentially the convergence of healthcare and tech. It's not just about tech per se. And very excited to see entrepreneurs who are more minded to that, building businesses from the get-go with a much more focused business plan and go-to-market motion.
And so what are your kind of forecasts for Israeli digital health companies in the coming year? How do you see them developing?
So first of all, we want to see more companies emerge. I mean, we spoke about this new type of entrepreneurs. We want to help. So maybe using the opportunity just to mention, we are doing office hours. We are trying to meet as many companies as we can and help them, even if they are not part of our portfolio. But we'll also, kind of like spoiler alert, will emerge with some particular programs to support very early stage initiatives. More to come on that. And other than that, I just think I'm very curious to see how Israeli entrepreneurs can tap into other competencies they have obtained from other industries, fintech, pharma, like Teva, Teva people, marketing and utilizing the talent that exists in Israel to converge these particular areas and healthcare to do meaningful stuff in digital health. We think there is a tremendous opportunity there.
Amazing. Okay, well, thank you so much for taking the time to share all of that with us.
Thank you again. It's a pleasure and good luck with this amazing conference.
Thank you. Good luck and enjoy.